one way to coach your mind from depression is with gratitude. Every time I feel myself not starting to feel some kind of way, just take a paper and pencil out. Just start writing down everything you have to be grateful for. Whatever it is. Your health, you can walk, you can still see, you have a car, may not be the one you want. I have a place to live. I ate today. I see a way that I can eat tomorrow. I got a friend that I can call and share my troubles with. And just be real detailed with it. You would be stunned how long you'll be writing. Now let me tell you what happens. Once gratitude erases all negativity, because there's no room now for negativity. It's not a magic trick. Joy and depression cannot reside in the same space. Those two things cannot exist at the same time. Also what it does, it changes your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. Gratitude changes your perception. Your perception changes your existence. That's all you're trying to do. That's all you're trying to do. After you've done that, here's what I want you to do. Write a list after you make this list of everything you're grateful for. I want you to read this list every morning you wake up of everything you're grateful for. After you've thanked him for all this stuff, I want you to take another piece of paper. I want you to write on this piece of paper everything you want. Everything you want. Now what he gonna do is he gonna tie them two lists together. So now since you showing me all this gratitude for what I've already done for you, remember I said the more grateful you are, the more stuff he'll give you to be grateful for? Yeah. He gonna take this other list you got and he gonna start putting it on this side. Then he gonna take some more stuff and gonna put on this side. He'll take some more stuff and put on this side. I'm telling you. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't think that works, I wish you would try it. Listen to me. I have no other explanation for my life. I do it every single day. And you know what he does? Slowly but surely, he takes this list and he starts taking items and putting it on the grateful list. He has done it for me like that for years and years and years. He did it for me without education. He did it for me when I lost my mom and daddy, my brother, my best friend. He did it for me when they canceled my TV show. He keeps taking stuff off my want list and putting it on my grateful for list. If you do them things right there, you'll change your whole life.
You concentrate on what you have, you will always end up having more, even if it's just $2. If you focus on what you don't have, you will never, ever, ever have enough. So 16 years ago, I started a gratitude journal, and I will have to say, it was the single most important thing I believe I've ever done. So every day, for years now, I've written down 5 things to be grateful for. And you have to write them down. It's very different than just saying, oh, I'm grateful for today. You have to physically write them down because there's power in the words. Even simple things like fresh flowers or somebody holding the door open for me. So when you wake up in the morning and you consciously look for things to be thankful for, what happens is if you go through the day thinking about the 5 things that you're going to do in the evening, you are more alive and receptive to the goodness that comes in your life. Because sometimes it is as simple as somebody holding the door. So when you allow yourself to feel gratitude in the present moment, in the now, what I promise you is that the spiritual dimension of your life begins to change. It opens up, it expands, and you just grow with it. That is the truth. If I ever spoke the truth in my life, if you want to change your state of being, start to be grateful.
The more you're grateful for, the more God will give you to be grateful for. Instead of complaining about what's going on, man, I got to go to work today. Man, I got these kids. Remember when you wanted a job? Remember when you wanted a baby? You know what I learned? You can't cry about what's on your plate when your whole goal was to eat. the moment you start showing God more gratitude, he'll give you more stuff. What he do is, he not gonna keep giving you stuff if what you got you can't handle already. You kill more blessings by not being grateful. That's the #1 blessing blocker, lack of gratitude.
I had a really good friend of mine. I went to lunch and he said, I don't know who this guy is here. And he goes, let me ask you a question. Right now, what are you grateful for? And at the lunch I said, nothing, brother. There's nothing good in my life right now. As I'm mouthing these words, 2 people walked in with an older man. Both of them clearly were fighting cancer somehow. Both walked by our table and gave me the warmest smile as a stranger. And he goes, that's pretty freaking pathetic. You can't find anything in your life to be grateful for right now? Because if you can find things to be grateful for in that space, man, is your life going to be rich when there really are external things to be grateful for. And what happens is, there's this reticular activating system in our brains. All of a sudden, all these things start to come into my awareness that I'm grateful for. I started to see things to be grateful for.
Choose to be happy in spite of life's challenges. Life changes every day. Sometimes things will be going your way. Sometimes it won't work so well. Sometimes you'll have your health, you're feeling good, and there's some things that can happen to you in life that can take all of that from you. Life always changes. But you can choose in the midst of all of this that's going on to be happy in spite of it. Viktor Frankl, he said the last of the human freedoms to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Douglas Matlock has a poem I love. He said, sure, this world is full of trouble. Lord, I've had enough and double reason for complaint. Rain and storm have come to fret me. Skies are often gray. But say, ain't it fine today? What's the use of always keeping thinking of the past? Each must have his tribulation, water with his wine. Trouble? I've had mine, but today is fine. It may rain again tomorrow. It may rain, but say, ain't it fine today? Ain't it fine today? Living in the moment, getting everything we can out of where we are in the moment where we are right now. The other thing is willingness to let people and things go, especially if they want to go. When they're no longer good for you, just let them go. Just to hold on tenaciously really doesn't make really good sense, all right? Next thing is face the truth about life and deal with it in order to have a fulfilling life, knowing that things are going to happen. Expect the unexpected. Everything that happens, use it for your upliftment. What can I get from this? How did I end up here? What's the blessing in this for me? And don't let it go until you get your blessing out of it, because there's a blessing there. There's something for you in everything that happens to you for you to learn from that experience. Analyze it, dissect it, take it apart, and then get what you need from that and move on. Here's something I encourage you to do. Whatever you do, do it in a consciousness of love, in spite of the circumstances. Emmett Fox said, love is absolutely invincible. No disease that enough love will not heal. No door that enough love will not open. No wall that enough love will not throw down. It makes no difference how deeply seated may be the trouble, how great the mistake, a sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. And he ends it in a scripture that says, God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God. If whatever work you have to do it lovingly. Just decide to be more loving, more giving, more caring, more sensitive than you've ever been before. But what if you don't get it back? But don't count on it. Don't let someone else determine who you're going to be. Do it because that's who you are. Do it because it gives your life a sense of fulfillment and self-respect. Anybody can hate. Anybody can do that. Anybody can hold a grudge. But the real challenge about growth and moving into your greatness is about being who you are. I say, as you look at life, as you go toward your goals and your dreams, spring forth with a mighty faith to start the business that ought to be started by you, to make the difference in our society that ought to be made by you. How is it that I can make the contribution that I showed up to give? And one last step, I think, in the area of self-fulfillment, you must live in a spirit of gratitude. There's so many things, ladies and gentlemen, that we take for granted. There are a lot of things that we need to be thankful for. There are big things, there are little things. I'm thankful for my children. I'm thankful for the life that I live and for the people who have enriched my life.
You can't wait till you receive the promise. You have to thank God that the answer is on the way. Don't talk about how you feel. Say, thank you that I'm healthy. Thank you with long life you're satisfying me. In your finances, maybe you're struggling. All through the day, thank you that whatever I touch prospers and succeeds. Thank you that your favor surrounds me like a shield. When you thank God in advance for the answer, that's what keeps you encouraged. You're not going to stay determined if you're talking about how bad it is. God, you said you wanted me to be blessed, but my business is so slow. No, switch over into praise. Business may be slow, but Lord, I want to thank you that you prosper me even in a desert. Praise makes you strong. Praise keeps you moving forward. I'll thank God after business picks up, after I see the solution. So if you don't learn this principle to thank God in advance, you won't have the strength you need to wait for the promise.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 3 of Magic Book session. I hope that video was motivating. So, a lot of points that we are covering today, and what we are going to cover in the coming few days was already, said in the video. So let's start today's day, and I hope you have done yesterday's task. You've got a magic rock, and you have used it to think about the best things that happened yesterday. And today, I hope you have bought 3 pictures of people you would like to be, in your family or maybe friends. 3 of the closest people, you've got their photographs. So we are going to be reading that part. Just give me a moment and I'll share the pages. Is there anybody who would like to read today? In the meanwhile, I'll share the screens. Okay. So I hope you can now see the view. Let's read the chapter. Day 3, Magical Relationships. Imagine if you were the only person on earth. You would have no desire to do anything. What would be the point in creating a painting if no one could see it? What would be the point in composing music if no one could hear it? What would be the point in inventing anything if there was no one to use it? There would be no reason for you to move from one place to another because wherever you went would be the same as where you were. No one would be there. And there would be no pleasure or joy in your life. So, we as a human beings, we always like to live together or, in group. And we, if we've had some experience, we like to share it with friends or family members. If we learn music, we would like to share, play it for them or with them or be around people and where we could, spend time together, share some experiences, music, movies, whatever. If there was nobody, what would happen? Wherever we would go, we would not feel any change because it was only us. And um, whom would we share anything, any feeling, or even maybe just to have fun or to eat also if you're doing it alone every single day. So there'd be no pleasure, no joy in the life. It's your contact and experiences with other people that give you joy, meaning, and purpose. Because of that, your relationship affect you more than anything else. To receive the life of your dreams, it's vital that you understand how your relationship affect you now, and they are the most powerful channels for gratitude to magically change your life. Okay, so to get the life of our dreams, we've already made a wish list, and I'm sure all of us, we have big wish list and list of desires. Now, to get that, we need to be grateful of the things that we have, and relationship is one of the most important things, right? This is what gives us meaning. If we have achieved something, we want to share it with somebody, or we want to be appreciated in front of people. If we have felt sad, or if we are not feeling too good, again we need people around us so that we can again connect to them, feel the joy. Without relationships, our life actually, if you see, has no meaning. Though a lot of times now, if you see currently, people want to live alone, people want to be away, sometimes even from the family or certain group of people. But actually, innately, as human beings, we like to be in group, we like to be around another, or a group of humans. Science is now confirming the wisdom of great sages of the past with research studies showing that people who practice gratitude have closer relationships, are more connected to family and friends, and have other people look upon them favorably. But probably the most astounding statistics that have come out of research studies is that for every one complaint about another person, whether in thought or word, there have to be 10 blessings for the relationships to flourish. Any less than 10 blessings for every one complaint, and the relationship will deteriorate. And if the relationship is a marriage, it will most likely end in a divorce. So, what here we are going to understand today is that how gratitude can help us build closer and better relationships. So, when research was done on relationships as to what makes relationships flourish, it was found that every one complaint that we make in a relationship, you know, to make that relationship work, we need to infuse 10 thoughts or 10 blessings for the relationships. Now, if you see they're talking about um, any even complaint in our thoughts. And if you see, it is very easy for us to criticize a person in our thoughts. Maybe verbally we've not said anything, but we say a lot of things in our mind. oh, look at that person, look at the way the person is eating, or that person doesn't know how to get things done. This person is always late and, does not support me or is not capable, does not have capacity to do this. And sometimes we also criticize ourselves, but we'll come to that later. So when we criticize the other person, and sometimes we do it on daily basis, why does this person want to make my life so difficult? Why can't this person keep the things, in place? And this person is so disorganized, and always my time increases just to keep things organized, and this person comes and in 10 minutes makes everything difficult for me. Now imagine sometimes we say the same thought about the person again and again and again. Maybe every 2 3 days, and then eventually every day. And that is the complaint that we have now. Put that energy we put in the relationship. Will the relationship flourish? No. Will the relationship become difficult? Quite likely. So Rhonda said, if it is marriage, it will likely end into divorce. So what happens when you first start to make complaint? It'll make a little difference. You've added one negative kind of an energy to that person and the relationships. But when you do it again and again, it's like adding fuel to fire. It keeps increasing, increasing, increasing. And because then our focus shifts from whatever is good in that person, whatever is good in the relationship, whatever that person is contributing in the relationships, you will see that it it is now getting the relationship is getting difficult. Initially small little arguments and then greater and then greater and greater. So, and this relationship can become one of the most difficult ones. So when you see in the beginning there was not much issue, but how did the issue crop up? Every time we complained about the person, we infuse the energy of criticism and anger or negativity into the relationships. Gratitude makes relationship flourish. You will magically, sorry, as you increase your gratitude for any relationships, you will magically receive an abundance of happiness and good things in that relationship. And gratitude for your relationship doesn't change only your relationship, it also changes you. No matter what your temperament is now, gratitude will give you more patience, understanding, compassion, and kindness to the point where you cannot you cannot even recognize yourself. The little irritations you once felt and the complaints you had in your relationships will disappear, because when you're truly grateful for another person, there's nothing you want to change about that person. You won't criticize, complain about, or blame them because you're too busy being grateful for the good things about them. In fact, you won't even be able to see the things you used to complain about. So, if we want any relationships to get better, we have to infuse appreciation, love, and support in the relationship. If we increase criticism, it will take the relationship the other way. But if you infuse gratitude, if you start being grateful for each and everything the other person is contributing in the life, you will see that you will receive abundance and happiness. Okay. And gratitude in relationship will not only change the relationship, it will also change you. So, the little irritations and the anger or impatience that you had, you will see that slowly that is all going away. Why? Just because you're now more grateful for the person, what the person is contributing in the relationship, and you become more patient, you become more understanding and tolerant to other person. So you will not criticize, you will not complain or blame them, Because also one more thing, once you start practicing this, you will be too busy trying to find the good thing in them or the thing that you can appreciate about them. We can only be said to be alive in those moments when our hearts are conscious of our treasures. So we are alive only when we are aware of all the good things that we have in our life. Thornton Wilder, writer and playwright. Words are very powerful. So when you complain about any person, you actually harm your life. It is your life that will suffer. By the law of attraction, whatever you think or say about another person, you bring to you. This is the very reason why the greatest minds and teachers of the world have told us to be grateful. So our thoughts and words are very, very powerful. So we have to understand that everything starts here. Okay. So even when I asked you to read the book Secret, you will see Secret also talks about your thoughts and the feelings attached to them. The more powerful your thoughts are, as in the more intense your thoughts are, how do they become intense? With the feeling attached to that thought, the more you will bring in your life those kind of circumstances. So our words and thoughts are very powerful. And when we complain about the person, actually we will bring harm to our own life, because whatever we think for the other person, we are going to bring it in our life according to the law of attraction. This is the reason why the greatest minds and the teachers of the world have told us to be grateful. This is why if you read the biographies, if you listen to the discourses, you will see that they all have asked to be grateful to God, to Spirit, to the universe, to people around you for whatever joy and happiness they bring in your life. They knew for you might receive more, that for you to receive more in your life, for your life to magically increase, you have to be grateful for others just as they are. What if every person close to you said, I love you just the way you are? How would you feel? So just think about it. When people would say, I love you the way you are, how do you feel? How how does it feel when the person number one says, I love you to you more and more. Secondly, appreciates you in your life. So if you go into that moment and feel, how am I going to feel if this person says this? Especially even if the person is somebody whom you would like, that appreciation from, you will realize that um, that feeling is completely different, right? And if we want that joy in our life, that is what we would have to give. So, as law of karma also says, what you sow, so shall you reap. So, we have to give that to be able to receive more of that in our life. It's very simple. Whatever we are having right now, whatever the kind of relationships that we have, it is not because of what the other person is doing, but but it is 100% because of the way we are thinking and behaving. So, today's magical practice is being grateful for people just as they are. Even if all your relationships are currently good and they increase with your magnificence, they will increase with more magnificence through this practice. And with everything you find to be grateful for in each person, you will see gratitude perform its breathtaking magic, and your relationships will be stronger, more fulfilling, and more enriching than you ever thought they could be. Okay? So, even if your relationships are good, because there will be some people that I don't think I need that, my relationships are good. But, like we had discussed in one of the previous videos, that there is always a next level of relationship that you can take in, where there is more support, more love, more appreciation, and you get more help and support from people around or from those people. So every time we find something that we can be grateful for, when we appreciate the other person, you will see the gratitude perform its magic. And the relationship will start to get more stronger, more fulfilling, and more enriching than you ever thought they could be. So, being more appreciative and grateful does not, it will only bring more of that in your life. Choose three of your closest relationships to be grateful for. You might choose your wife, your son, and your father, or your boyfriend, your business partner, and your sister. You might choose your best friend, your grandmother, your uncle. You can choose any three relationships that are important to you as long as you have a photograph of each person. The photograph can be just of the person or both of you together. So we're supposed to bring three photographs uh, of three people today. So the photograph can be just of the person. Of course, nowadays we have the technology to crop the photograph, or the photograph can be you with the other person. Don't take a group photograph, because when you do this activity that we're going to do today, and if it's just single photograph of that person, then it helps us to focus or direct the energy better. Choose three of your closest relationships to be grateful for. Okay, sorry, we've already done this. Once you've selected your three relationships and photographs, you are ready to set the magic into motion. Sit down and think about the things you're most grateful for about that person. What are their best qualities? You could be grateful for their patience, ability to listen, talent, strength, good judgment, wisdom, laugh, sense of humor, eyes, smile, or kind heart. You could be grateful for the things you enjoy doing with the person, or you can recall a time when the person was there for you, cared for you, or supported you. So you have to now think of five things that you love about the person, or you can be grateful for about the person, or you can be appreciative. So maybe the person has a good sense of humor. Maybe the person has been patient with the way you've been behaving. Maybe the person has, a good, kind face, or beautiful eyes, or a very warm smile, or generally is caring, kind, and or even very helpful. So you can think of these things and start enlisting things that you are really grateful for. After you've spent some time thinking about what you're grateful for about this person, put the photograph in front of you, and with a pen and a notebook or on a computer, choose the five things you're most grateful for. So once you've thought about, things that you're grateful for with this person, now you take a pen and paper and think of the five things that you're most grateful for. Okay. And then, so you have to write it down in your notebook, or maybe you can even write on the computer. Look at the photograph of the person as you make the list of five things. Begin each sentence with the magic words, thank you. Address the person by their name and then write what you're grateful for. Thank you, dash, for what? Okay, so our sentence formation can be like this. So initially, people also say that, how do I write this? How do I write that? But, the examples or the uh, template, Rhonda has given in this book makes it very, very easy for us to write gratitude also. For example, thank you, John, for always making me laugh. Or thank you, Mom, for supporting me through college. When you finish your list of all three practices, continue with this magical practice by taking the photographs with you today and putting them in a place where you will see them often. Whenever you look at the photographs today, thank the person by saying the magic word, thank you, and the person's name. So we are going to write five things about the person in the manner that has been given. Thank you, dash, for what? So when you write the thank you for what, you also write the reason why you're thankful for. That helps you feel more gratitude. So we are going to do this for all the three people, write 5 things that we are grateful for. And after doing what we're going to do is that we're going to carry this photograph with us every day. And at least whenever we look at this photograph, we would say, thank you, this, like, thank you, Haley. If you're moving around a lot and carrying the photo, then carry the photograph with you in bag or pocket and make an effort to look at the photograph 3 times during the day. So this was written time when we were actually carrying physical photographs, but now we all have photographs on our phone. We can even put it like a saver today. And every time we see the photograph, or if you are keeping a photograph in your pocket, then consciously remove it and say thank you, uh, taking the person's name. Now you know how to use gratitude's magical power to transform your relationships into magical relationships. Although it's not part of requirement in this book, you may want to take this amazing practice and use it every day, if necessary, to make every relationship you have magnificent. You can use it on the same relationship as many times as you want. The more you can be grateful for the good things in your relationships, the faster every relationship in your life will miraculously change. So, this is how we transform our relationships. So, people who are struggling with relationship issues, we have to realize that why is that relationship becoming difficult for us? It is just that we have infused criticism and anger and hatred and guilt in that relationships by the kind of thoughts that we have created. And now, if we have to change it, anyways, today is for only for people who are closest to us. But if you'd like to change it, then you would have to difficult relationships. We have to start writing 5 good things. So today you'll do it for the 3 people you have chosen already, and you will see that this relationship will get more and more enhanced every time you look for 5 things that you are grateful for. So magic practice number 3, magical relationships. Repeat steps 1 to 3 of magic practice number 1. Count your blessing, make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. So, first is, of course, the count your blessings. So, we will write the 10 blessings as we do, reread it, and feel the gratitude for it. Choose 3 of your closest relationships and collect photograph of each person. So, this can be a photograph in your phone, but ideally of the person only, or maybe with you. With the photo in front of you, write 5 things you're grateful for about each person in your journal or on your computer. So you have to write 5 things that you're grateful for each of the person, not totally 5. Begin each sentence with the magic words. Thank you, include their name and what you specifically grateful for. Carry the 3 photograph with you today and put them in place where you will see them often. Look at the photograph on at least 3 occasions. Speak to the person's face in the photograph and thank them by saying the magic words thank you and their name. Thank you, Haley. Before you go to sleep, take your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words thank you for the best thing that happened during the day. So this is what our task is. Once we have written the 5 things that we're grateful for, you will see the photograph during the day. Put a reminder on your phone where you are going to be reminded. Sometimes we get busy and we forget. So 3 times you're going to see the photograph and say thank you, and feel grateful for that photo. I mean, the person in the photo. And this will help us to change the relationship in our life. And we will see that these relationships, which are good already, they will get more enhanced. Okay. So is there any questions regarding this? task. So also, it'll be great if you, every time you've done your task for the day, just put a thumbs up and done in the group. That also helps to remind other people about doing it, or other, be motivating them to also do the tasks. Okay, so with that, we end today's session. The task is very simple. You can do it immediately after the session and be done with the major part. Let's say a short prayer. Please close your eyes. Thank you, God. Thank you for this body. Thank you for good health. Thank you for fantastic relationships. Thank you, thank you, thank you for abundance and prosperity. Okay, so that's it for today. Continue with your gratitude exercise. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.